I just finished live streaming the brand new update, and although I got sidetracked by some beautiful, delicious barbecue ribs, I'm now here to tell you all about exactly what you've missed, all of the information such as, for example, how to get the brand new stands, and how to know if the stand that you have is even good, all of that, and obviously so much more. So let's not waste any more time. Feel free to like and subscribe if you do end up enjoying this video. And yeah, without further ado, let's get started by reading the update log. Alright, so first things first, to I guess cut the update log as short as possible. What was added? Well, there's a brand new world, some new warriors, including some new accessories. In fact, I'm pretty sure just Jotaro's coat over here, although it has a luck, it isn't better than the elf mage. So that you can already cut one thing off the list, is Jotaro's coat, the new best outfit accessory for luck? No, if you have the elf mage cloak, that's better. But don't worry, there is a lot of accessories in this update that are going to be 100% worth getting, and an example of that is going to be down here, but we'll check that out in just a second. Now here is the new stand system. You need to break meteorites that crash into, the Cairo, aka the final world, and then when you destroy them, they give you stands. Now the stand tokens will go into your inventory, just like any other item. Then what you need to do is, when you have, as many as you want, let's say 1 or 100, which is the maximum, you just have to equip it, and then click this here, and then you click to reroll your stand. Trust me, it's very simple, very straightforward, but here's the main question a lot of you have been asking. How do you know, if your stand is even good, whether it's a common or the best mythical? Well, that's where this guy comes on in, Abdul. He has the stand index, which is going to be at least telling you what rarity your stand is. For example, right now, I have the legendary cream stand, which is going to be the 5% one. Here, you can have a quick read through between all the different other ones. We have Magician's Red, Hermit's Purple, Hierophant Green, Silver Chariot. So this is going to be the Knight guy. And then I don't really know what this guy looks like. Again, I've never watched JoJo, so I can't tell you exactly the specifics. But if you get an ability, either the World or Star Platinum, or I think their names are something along the lines of Time Stopping, then you will know for sure that you have the Mythical. Now, I haven't gotten a Mythical just yet, so I can't exactly tell you the exact stats. But even then, I don't think I could even really explain to you all what the stats even are. Look over here, for example. Here's the legendary stat. It envelops your wielder in a sphere of void and rushes the enemy, shredding their defense by 15%. So that part we know what the ability does, but I have zero clue what these other stats over here do. If, for example, is this attack? Is this speed? But I bet here is something that you didn't know, because I just found this out, myself this second. We have a stand vault. I did not know that. So if I store over here, now I have the legendary saved, and I guess, we can keep on rolling, try and get maybe the mythical. Don't mind if I do. Let's try our luck out with 19 stand tokens. The mythical is a 1% chance or a 2% chance. So overall, do we have a good chance of getting, the best thing? I don't think so. I think right now, from the 19 that we're going to get, the best that I see personally is probably going to be another chariot. But maybe I'm wrong, maybe we get the mythical right now. Nope, we ended up getting another common. Let me just cut to either when I run out of the stand tokens or when I get, the mythical. Nope, it turns out we got absolute bad stuff. I think right now we ended off on the epic, I think. This one, the Hierophant Green. No, it's actually going to be the rare. We also got Silver Chariot, and that's kind of really it. But I mean, that's the point of the vault, right? Now I can just go back and, release this, and then I guess I can release this into the Shadow Realm. Let's get back to, explaining the update though. So back over to the update log, right? Apart from the stands, which by the way, just to point out, in order to summon them, you need to press G, and then in order to use its ability, you need to press Z. But here is the most beautiful thing of this update, in my opinion. The guild system. The guilds is, somewhat crazy, right now you can invite up to 15 people, and then as you complete quests, you unlock more member slots, and I guess in the future, more upgrades, more luck and whatever. And there's even a daily reward, which will scale with the rank of your guild. So if you were to get an S rank guild, then the daily reward is going to be probably 100 times better than if your, guild was F rank. Let's have a look at the quests over here, just so you can get, a rough idea. So there's some easy quests, and they go all the way up to Nightmare, but obviously, you need to unlock higher ranks in order to unlock the harder quests. And then there is daily, there is weekly, and again, even the weekly, they scale up in difficulty, and then that leads me over to the guild hall. This is, if I'm not mistaken, a separate like leaderboard kind of thing, where you go in, right? And then I guess you need to take out this guild boss with the rest of your guild. For example, show me the guild boss over here. I can get no one with me. It actually looks like this is going to be a solo challenge. So you try yourself, you know, all by yourself, you try to get the best number, and then it will add it to the total of the total guild damage. So let's jump on through, right? Let's see how difficult this is going to be. Hopefully not too much. I mean, if I end up getting absolutely like demolished right now, then I'm gonna feel really sad. There we go, now I have the proper setup on. For some reason, when I went in here, I couldn't change anything, so I had my luck team. I was going to get cooked. But let's see. This is the Scarlet King. When we go ahead and try to take him out, it seems like, wait, does he have infinite HP? Yes, he does. So deal as much damage as you can. The boss hits harder as he takes damage. So from what I'm understanding is, when all of your enemies, or should I say your units, die, you lose. So it's mostly just a survival game. So maybe the strategy wouldn't be necessarily having the most amount of damage that you can do, but maybe instead this might be the perfect opportunity to start looking into accessories and stuff that give you HP and defense. I don't know, man, this is a theory right now. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe the meta is going to be still, you know, Shadow Dragon Horn relics and, you know, as much DPS as possible. But it would definitely be, you know, really interesting to see what the limitations would be in terms of, you know, each and every single strategy. Alright, it seems like we're about to hit the end of the road over here. The majority of my units are basically defeated, so we should max out at probably around 700 billion total damage, you know, something along those lines. Again, once Furion dies, my whole team dies, because she's like my best support unit. Yeah, any second now, she's now gone, so these guys should get one-shot basically. Yep, there we go, we got absolutely dead. But yeah, I guess that's kind of the idea of, you know, how the guild boss is going to be working. Again, there's not really much to do right now in terms of like, oh, if you get this amount of damage, then, you know, you'll get these rewards. At the moment, I don't think there's really that many details. Like even the top 100, you know, guilds, there's no information regarding what the rewards are going to be. So if I were you, don't focus too much on this at the moment. I'd rather you guys focus on, like, you know, building up your team, you know, getting stronger, and then if needs be, you know, just come on back when they actually announce rewards and actual buffs. Speaking of which, if you guys are interested in joining my guild over here, join my Discord server, linked in the description. I'm going to be opening up the requirements and the applications and whatever soon, so if you guys want to join, I'd appreciate it. But anyways, next part of the update, I'm just gonna give a quick rundown. I don't want to waste your guys' time. The new raid over here, it's just like every single other raid, you know, you walk up to it, but you might notice that there's going to be an extra difficulty over here. That's actually part of the update as well, but it applies to every single other raid. Down on over here, there is added a new difficult questline for each world that will give you world-specific star opening buffs. I haven't completed any of these quests yet, so I'm not exactly sure what the buff is, but one of the requirements, for example, in this quest, you need to complete the Destroyed Namek raid on hard mode 5 times, and you also need to sacrifice either the sword and or also the accessory, the mythic accessory that you would get from the raids. Another thing to point out, by the way, is that the cursed mode, you know how there's a chance for like raids to become like cursed and they have like better drops and whatever, this scales with hard as well. I kid you not. This recommended power like requirement over here, when it was cursed hard for the Nightmare world, yeah, it went up to like 2.2 billion power, recommended power, and a minimum of 900 million power to complete it. I'm not sure about you guys, but 2.2 billion power when like I'm pretty sure the highest player in the game right now is only like 300 million. Yeah, 250 million pay to win global best. That is crazy, but at least, you know, for the easier worlds, you know, for example the Namek raid and whatever, it shouldn't be too crazy in terms of the requirements, so you might be able to scale and, you know, take advantage of that. Last final things to mention about the update though, Death Mask over here. This is going to be the new best luck accessory for the head, and it gives you open speed alongside the highest luck multiplier. Then this Death Scythe, I can't really give too much like details about it. It just seems like a relatively decent sword, but I don't think it has any specials, so I'm not sure if this is going to be better than Thousand Blossoms or Planetary Devastation. And even from the secret boss over here, by the way, the secret boss will be found at the roof of this middle building. he does drop this Dio style mythical weapon. But again, he only has an ability. I'm not sure if that ability, you know, has some kind of like enough kind of damage to justify it not having a special, because you guys know the meta, right? The current best weapons, Thousand Blossoms because it has this special, and the Planetary Devastation because it has the special of when combined with something else, it becomes much better. So I don't know, man. When eventually I get this, I'll let you guys know if it's worth it, but for the time being, I'd probably recommend not paying too much attention unless they buff it or more information comes out. Then here's the last few things to point out. Season 3, there's a new battle pass. It's exactly the same as the other ones. Not really much to showcase. I mean, if you guys want to have a quick look, here are some of the potential rewards, you know, traitor heroes, some potions, and then obviously the exclusive warriors at the very end, such as the Scythe Master. And then here are some of the changes and bug fixes. Some 2 new titles, which I don't think any of them give any rewards at the moment. The Invasion Key cap has been increased to 200, Shovel cap has been increased to 350, and then from there you're free to just, you know, read through the rest. It's pretty simple stuff and it's nothing like too important that I need to like manually say everything. Well, anyways, in terms of the update, I've kind of showcased everything that you kind of need to know. If I had to give some final tips and tricks, the first thing that I would recommend is finding yourself a guild. Even if it's not my guild, you know, there are definitely going to be other people setting up guilds. I'm pretty sure the requirement is free, but I might be wrong. All you need to know is that probably guilds in the near future, as they've kind of like semi-promised in the update log, there is going to be like a different buffs and whatever coming soon. Yeah, it even says over here, more features to come, make suggestions in our community. So imagine that, right? Some of the buffs could be, for example, more opens, or even more luck, or maybe secret chance, extra equips, and all of that OP kind of things. Wish me luck, ladies and gentlemen. After this video, I'm gonna continue grinding, you know, so then I can kind of do like a grinding maxed out kind of video. The very last thing that I want to mention to you all is that in case you guys didn't see during the admin abuse, there are a few new weathers, but there's not really much to really showcase about them. One of them is kind of like a weaker version of Celestial, but it buffs Mythic Chance rather than Secret Chance. Like, you know, it gives +3 luck, it gives 25% open speed, and +50% mythical chance. And then the other ones are kind of good for like damage. You know, there's one where it's like Frigid Winter, it gives like a chance for like the enemies to be like stunned, you know, frozen, and also they just attack slower. There is like this Burning Storm, which gives you like extra fire burn damage. And then there's Thunderstorm, and that one gives you 1.5x drops, 25% attack speed, and +50% ultimate gain. So overall, the weathers, you know, the extra ones, they're pretty cool and nice, but nothing to really go crazy about. You know, there's nothing better than Celestial Domain just yet. Enough of that though. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me down below. And don't forget, if you are strong, you know, have like over 100 million power or something, apply in my Discord server to join my guild. Make sure you're quick, because eventually the member slots are going to max out. Like and subscribe, and peace out.